Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Om Sthapakaya Cha Dharmasya Sarvadharmaswarupine Sthapakaya Cha Dharmasya Sarvadharmaswarupine Avatara Varishtaya Ramakrishna Te Namaha. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya pratyorma mritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us offer our salutations to Sri Ramakrishna, the embodiment of all religions, the Supreme God incarnate. Let us pray to Him to lead us from the unreal to the real, to lead us from the darkness of ignorance to the light of knowledge, to lead us from death to immortality. We have been studying Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. The topic was 3 ways for transformation. So, there are hopes to get out from the life of suffering, life of bondage. There is a way. But then, first of all, we must really aspire for transformation. That's very important. Without that strong aspiration, we can't take really effective steps. So, it starts from that point. When you are strongly aspiring for transformation, then the stage is set for you to study the 3 ways open for transformation. One is satsang, holy association. Second one is satpravachanam, studying teachings of the great masters, constant study of the teachings of the spiritual masters. And thirdly, Sarveshvara Chintana, constantly thinking the divine name of the Lord of the universe. These ways are really very simple, and they are simple when you step into practice. But these ways are very difficult who don't practice sincerely. So, every step we have to be watchful, mindful, and serious and sincere. Then everything works out very nicely, comfortably. We have studied in the last class how holy association is very important. It's very, really important. If you mix with people having bad tendencies, you tend to become bad. Unknowingly, you become wicked. If you come in touch with pure souls who are practicing spirituality sincerely, if you come in touch with such people, you feel a kind of upliftment, a kind of inward peace. There are lots and lots of stories of people who got transformed by the holy association. The most famous example is Valmiki Maharshi, who was a great dacoit, who was looting and plundering the innocent wandering people. looting them. Such a person, a dacoit, was totally transformed by the holy association. He came in contact with Narad Maharshi. Whole life got transformed. Of course, he did severe practice. The spiritual master gave him practical instruction how to do practice, and he did take up seriously. That's very important. You have to be serious, otherwise nothing will happen. Really you have to be serious and sincere. And Ratnakar, the great dacoit, became a great saint, Valmiki, who wrote Ramayana. His name is immortal. Same way, there is a story of Angulimala. He was also a murderer, looting the people, cutting the fingers. That's why he was called Angulimala. He was having the necklace of fingers of the people who killed. 99 people he had killed. He was waiting to kill one more because his teacher had told him 1,000 fingers necklace. There's a big story. I don't want to go to the story of that. The point is, the last finger, while trying to get the last finger, he was so fortunate he came in contact with Lord Buddha, by whose association the worst sinner became a great saint. He became a great monk. So there are many stories out there. Recently, we have seen in Sri Ramakrishna's life, Girish Chandra Ghosh, a great debaucher, great drunkard. He himself has said, I have committed Himalayan crimes in my life. Such a person was totally transformed by coming in contact with Sri Ramakrishna. So, there are many saints and sages who have been blessed by the holy association. So, really it is very important. If you mix with drunken people, you become drunkard. Never forget that. So, choose the holy company. Be serious about your life. Then, that's the important step you have taken. In order to educate the people about the importance of living a spiritual life, we have been conducting retreats every summer. It's meant for educating the people. You will get the prepared, cooked spiritual food. Everything done. Only you have to come and hear. That much you have to do. If you are sitting in Chicago and waiting for somebody to feed you, that won't happen. Sat Pravachanam also we have dealt with. Reading constantly, regularly, every day, without fail, you have to read. Hold on to spiritual text as the text itself is living God. That's tremendous faith, Shraddha, is a step for transforming the life. Life of worldliness into life of spirituality. It's quite opposite. Please note that. Spiritual life is quite opposite of worldly life. Worldly life takes you towards the bottomless pit. Spiritual life takes you upward to the abode of God. And most simple thing is that abode of God is not very far away. It's just in our own heart. Ishvara sarvabhutanam hriddeshe arjuna tishtati. Lord dwells in everyone's heart. We don't care to see Him, though God is seeing us all the time. So, that's it. Constantly you must read the scriptures, texts, Bhagavad Gita, inspiring stories and saints of sages, Bhakti Rasayana. Lots of devotees who had experienced the bliss of God. Read those lives. You must read them every day. They are the nourishing food for a spiritual mind. You have to develop your spiritual mind. Simply grumbling won't do. Grumbling is not the solution. So, that's the importance of Sat Pravachan. Nourishment to spiritual body. That spiritual body means spiritual mind. Next is Sarveshwara Chintana. Constant thinking of the Lord of the universe. Whomsoever God you are worshipping, that God is the God of the universe. Never waste time in criticizing gods or goddesses. Never waste time in criticizing religions of the world. Don't unnecessarily waste your time. Hold on to your faith. Continue spiritual practices sincerely. Get out of this terrible mess of worldliness. So, Sri Ramakrishna has also very clearly has said, it is good to live in the company of holy men now and then. The disease of worldliness has become chronic in man. Chronic. It requires long treatment. It is mitigated to a great extent in holy company. So, coming to the last section of this topic, Sarveshwar Chintana, constantly remembering the name of the Divine. This spiritual discipline, all these three are disciplines. Holy Association, Sat Pravachanam, Sarveshwar Chintana, all these three are very important disciplines. Why it's called discipline? Because the mind tends to go helter-skelter. It runs after things, glamorous things. It runs after that. The discipline is to bring it back. So that you have to assert your mastership over the mind. You are the master of the mind. Mind is but your servant. But in ordinary life what we find is mind has taken hold of the position of the master. The master has become like a pig. So, it should not be like that. So this spiritual discipline of Namasmaran, thinking of the Divine, has to be practiced regularly. I should say very regularly. Regular. Not irregularly regular. An example is given. It is like sweeping and dusting the floor of our home. One day if you neglect, what happens? The dust will accumulate. So you are allowing the dust to accumulate by not sweeping the altar of the heart. Will be clean if the practice is regular. Sarvada, sarvakaleshu, sarvatra harichintanam. always, at all times, at all places, let there be remembrance of the Lord. Hold on to that pillar. The name of the Lord is a pillar. Holding on to Him, you are always safe and protected. The time spent in Bhagavan Namasmaranam alone is time rightly and worthily lived. The name of the Lord must dance on your tongue forever. There are various methods of remembering God. One is repetition of the divine name. And secondly, singing bhajans on the glories of the Lord. There are different ways of keeping the mind on the divine. That's why Namasmarana is very important and takes a very prominent place in our spiritual activities. We do Nam Sankirtan, Nam Sankirtanam, Shivanam Sankirtanam, Sankirtanam on Lord Krishna and Mother, so that our mind should become saturated with the divine glory of God. Always remembering the Lord, reciting His name, writing it, uttering it, or meditating on it, or turning over the rosary with it, or worshipping an idol or image with it. This constant dwelling with the name of God is itself all the holy places, all the sacred tirthas, all the famous shrines. Where do you have to go to search for the shrine? Your heart is your shrine. Ignorantly you are searching outside, because inside you have kept the sanctum sanctorum of the heart unclean. That's why God is not manifesting. Every day vacuuming, cleaning must be done. If you clean the sanctum sanctorum, you feel the presence of God immensely. To constantly allow the divine name to dance on the tongue is our duty. When the name dances on the tongue, the latter will speak only soft and sweet words, giving pleasure to others. The man who constantly thinks of God will never utter harsh word. His voice will be always soft, full of love and compassion. That's why you see the saints, they're always kind and compassionate. Their kindness and love flows through their teachings in the tongue. The tongue guards the human heart. A bomb will destroy the body, but the tongue is a weapon that can destroy the heart of man. That means the bad tendencies of man. The good words that we speak strengthen and console, while the bad words hurt and destroy. Our hearts and emotions should be guided by a constant, continuous and unceasing process of Namasmaran. The mind should be always turned up to the thought of God, whatever we may be doing, even when we are engaged in and engrossed in worldly life and activities. In spite of it, unnoticed by others, inwardly you may be thinking of God. With the divine name as the very breath of our life, we can engage in all life's activities without any fear of degradation or fall. Kabir used to chant the name of Rama all the time while he was weaving and moving the shuttle from side to side. It's only when the branches of a tree constantly rub against each other that fire will be produced, but not when they touch each other once in a while or intermittently. In the same way, Namasmaran will yield its benefit only when it is done all the time, day in and day out, with a concentrated mind and a devout heart. Guard the mind from getting distracted and dissipated in useless and dirty talks. Engage it constantly in the remembrance and chanting of the name. This bhava, that is faith combined with devotion, will soon fructify into jnana. Mere utterance or mechanical chanting of the name will not serve the purpose. In a way it is good, but you must follow it up with little devotion and faith. It should emanate from a pure heart and with concentrated one-pointed attention and devotion. Consequently, Namasmaran bears fruit only when the mind is free from the taints of worldly desires. The state of the devotee's heart determines the effect of this sadhana. The heart of an evil-minded person like Ravan, full of sensuous cravings, pollutes and defiles the name. But when the same name wells out from a pure-hearted person like Vibhishan, it ushers him to the lotus feet of Sri Rama himself. In fact, to supplement the effects of this sadhana, you will have to lead a regulated life, a life conducive to good thoughts, fed on sattvic food and sattvic pursuits. Man is a lover of peace and joy because it is his true nature. All his hopes, efforts and pursuits are aimed at experiencing this true nature of his, which is divine. Shanti and Ananda are as much as his dharma as burning is the dharma of fire, or sweetness is of sugar, or fragrance is of the rose. But then, why is he not able to experience them during all the 24 hours of the day? The cause is the perversion and aberration of our senses, which cause estrangement from our own innate nature of peace and bliss. It is like the burning charcoal covered with ash. Where from has this ash come? From the fire itself. And it is like the moss that is born only of the water, and it conceals the very water in which it is born. So too, the clouds created by the heat of the sun hide the sun. Likewise, the aberrations of our senses, with our concomitant raga dvesh, likes and dislikes, the mental vikaras, distortions, which all owe their origin and sustenance to the Atmic principle, conceal the Atma, which is peace and bliss. Atman, the indwelling Chaitanya, that is our true self. So the objective of all our spiritual practice is to root out ragadvesh and all other distortions from our minds. Just like driving off the ash covering the burning coal, pushing aside the moss gathered on the surface of the lake, or driving away the clouds hiding the sun. The most simple and yet most powerful sadhana to achieve this objective is engaging one's tongue in singing holy names, one's mind in thinking about the divine powers of the gods and goddesses, and one's heart in lovingly soliciting their help and grace for progress in our sadhana. Clapping of hands will also help, because just as it drives away birds perched on the trees, making disturbing noises and polluting the ground with their droppings, so too these clappings add rhythm to our thoughts and feelings and help to keep our own mind properly tuned in harmony with the holy name of God. That's why we always prefer to have cymbals when we are singing, rhythmic singing. It has got tremendous effect. The truth is that life is like a tree where the various mental distortions or passions like anger, greed, hate, jealousy are the birds infesting and contaminating our hearts and robbing us of our peace and joy. Chant the divine names with love and rhythm, Rama Rama Krishna Krishna. These birds of evil distortions infecting our minds and plaguing our lives will get a fright and fly away. Hearing even the names of ordinary material things like fire, snake, or lemonade causes strong reactions in our minds. How much more strong and subtle would be the effect of uttering or hearing the name of Sarveshwara, who is the creator and the supreme lord of the universe. In fact, Bhagavad Nama is capable of giving the highest bliss through its nectarian sweetness than even jnana or absorption in the self. To give one example, Narada Maharshi, the son of Brahma, even though Narada had free access to Vaikuntha, Kailas, and all the higher heavenly abodes of peace and bliss, he was ever busy chanting and singing the name of Narayan. He preferred to remain immersed in Namasmaran and its sweet ecstasy and considered it superior even to the vision of the Divine Trinity. Man must seek answers to 4 fundamental questions. Who am I? Where have I come from? Whither I am going? Whither am I going? And how long will I stay? The 4 Vedas are devoted to the discovery of answers to these very questions. These answers can be reached through jnana, bhakti or karma. But the Lord's grace, if drawn through Namasmaran, will reveal them to the aspirant in a trice. Start now with the first step, namely repeating the name of the Lord, the universal indweller. That will lead you on to the further steps. March on until the goal is reached. Keep the outer-faced senses close to the influences that attract. Instead, concentrate on the name of the Lord, its sweetness and beauty. Develop qualities of divinity like universal love, absence of attachment. Then you will be entitled to assert. You will be entitled to go towards divine abode. But with the Lord's grace, you may not have to assert it at all, because there will be no aham feeling in you then. For Namasmaran is a chief among the sadhanas for removing the taints of eye and mind. When you dwelt on the names of the Lord, His majesty, His grace, His omnipresence, omnipotence, His all-pervasiveness, etc., these get fixed in our consciousness, and your own capacities and capabilities get eclipsed in the divine. So, humility develops and a spirit of surrender sprouts in the heart. This takes the devotee nearer to God and prepares him to merge in His glory. The mind is gradually liberated from all its distracting thoughts, desires and imagery, from giving free play to the senses. All accumulated impurities which veil the ananda within are removed, and the latent divinity manifests itself. When we attain the grace of God, who is Sat, which is ever the same without change, Chit, Jnana, or true and pure awareness, this knowledge itself has Ananda, as it is perfect and ever full, Purna. That is how Namasmaran serves for us as the best means to liberate ourselves from the limitations of ignorance, misery and death. That's why, again in the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord has declared that He is the Nama Yajna, the Yajna in which the sacrificial heart of Ajnana or ignorance is offered in the fire of Nama Sadhana. It's a great spiritual practice for the purification of minds as well as the atmosphere. So, immediately on getting up from the bed, if we hear the name of the Lord, Govinda, Damodara, all the impurities of the heart will be removed. Unholy and sinful thoughts will not enter the mind. Sacred thoughts of truth, righteousness, peace and love will remain. Getting up in the Brahma Muhurta, very early morning before sunrise, is a good physical exercise. It keeps one in good health, intellect improves and becomes sharp. The heart gets filled with peace and happiness. He who rises from the bed hearing the name of the Lord will not entertain any unholy or sinful thoughts in the mind for the rest of the day. It will not prompt him to do any unbecoming deed. His mind would be saturated with divine thoughts only. His heart will be dedicated to the company of the virtuous. All the limbs of the body will become sacred. It would give wholesome nourishment not only to oneself but also to the body, mind and soul of the others. It is not only sunrise but eternal bliss rise for those who sing as well as to those who hear the sweet Nam Sankirtan at the dawn of the day. So, Namasmarana occupies very important spiritual discipline. One gets immense benefit out of this repeating Lord's name. One is the best antidote for all ills. Second, a boat that will take you across the sea of birth and death. Third, it will give you consolation, courage and the true perspective. Fourth, it is the main discipline for this age. 5, enough to give you all the results of every type of spiritual practice. 6, the fountain of primal energy. 7, it will guard and guide you throughout life. The one hope for man, the remembrance being an inner activity, helps that inner transformation. It will keep the antics of mind under control. It is the life-giving nectar. It is like moonlight for the waves of the inner ocean of mind. It is like moonlight for the waves of the inner ocean in mind. A nearness to God is attainable. The operation of boring in order to tap the underground water. Previous birth effects, prarabdha, will melt away like fog before the sun. Reliable for a trouble-free journey. The spring of all consciousness. The thunderbolt that pulverizes a mountain of sin. The unfailing cure for the deadly sin of delusion. Vitamin G, which is required for the nutrition of the mind. withdraws the mind from the sensory tangle. There are two ways of doing repetition of the name, Namasmaran. One is with a rosary, Japmala, turning the beads automatically around just as mechanically and as punctually and as carefully as any other routine act of daily life. Secondly, as it ought to be done, repeating the name regardless of the target number, dwelling deeply on the form it represents and on the divine attributes connoted by it, tasting it, reveling in it, enjoying the context and associations of the name, relishing its sweetness, lost in its music. The point is, we must undertake spiritual practice wholeheartedly. Wholehearted application of the mind is required. So, then everything becomes easy. Easy when you practice, difficult if you don't practice. That completes this topic, 3 ways of transformation. Page 967, Narendra sang Shankara's 6 stanzas on Nirvana. Om, I am neither mind, intelligence, ego, nor chitta, neither ears, nor tongue, nor the senses of smell and sight, nor am I ether, earth, fire, water or air. I am pure knowledge and bliss. I am Shiva, I am Shiva. I am neither the prana nor the 5 vital breaths. I am neither the prana nor the 5 vital breaths, neither the 7 elements of the holy, neither the 7 elements of the body, nor its 5 sheets, nor hands, nor feet, nor tongue, nor the organs of sex and voiding. I am pure knowledge and bliss. I am Shiva, I am Shiva. Neither loathing nor liking have I, neither greed nor delusion. No sense have I of ego or pride, neither dharma nor moksha, neither desire of the mind nor object for its desiring. I am pure knowledge and bliss. I am Shiva, I am Shiva. Neither right nor wrongdoing am I, neither pleasure nor pain, nor the mantra, the sacred place, the Vedas, the sacrifice, neither the act of eating, the eater, not the food. I am the pure knowledge and bliss. I am Shiva, I am Shiva. Death or fear I have none, nor any distinction of caste. Neither father nor mother, nor even a birth have I. Neither friend nor comrade, neither disciple nor guru. I am pure knowledge and bliss. I am Shiva, I am Shiva. I have no form or fancy. The all-pervading am I. Everywhere I exist, yet I am beyond the senses. Neither salvation am I, nor anything that may be known. I am pure knowledge and bliss. I am Shiva, I am Shiva. Hirananda, hearing this song sung by Narendra, said, "Good." Sri Ramakrishna said to Hirananda by a sign, "Give him an answer." Hirananda said, "It's all the same. Whether you look at a room from a corner or look at it from the middle, it is the same God consciousness that one feels whether one says, 'Oh God, I am the servant,' or 'I am He.' One may enter a room by several doors." All sat in silence. Hirananda said to Narendra, "Please sing some more." Narendra sang the 5 stanzas on the kaupin, the lion cloth of the sannyasin. It is an emblem of renunciation. Narendra sang, "Roaming ever in the grove of Vedanta, ever pleased with his beggar's morsel, ever walking with heart free from sorrow. Blessed indeed is the wearer, blessed indeed is the wearer of the lion cloth. Sitting at the foot of a tree for shelter, using the palms of his hands for eating, wrapped in a garment, fine or ugly. Blessed indeed is the wearer of the lion cloth. Satisfied fully by the bliss within him, curbing wholly the cravings of his senses, contemplating day and night the absolute Brahman. Blessed indeed is the wearer of the lion cloth. As Sri Ramakrishna heard the line, contemplating day and night the absolute Brahman, he said in a very low voice, "Ah." Then, by a sign, he said to the devotees, "This is the characteristic of the yogi." Narendra finished this hymn. Witnessing the changes of mind and body, not but the self within him beholding, thinking not of outer, of inner, or of middle, blessed indeed is the wearer of the lion cloth. Chanting Brahman, the word of redemption, meditating only on I am Brahman, living on alms and wandering freely, blessed indeed is the wearer of the lion cloth. We shall stop here. Chant the name of the Lord and His glory unceasingly, that the mirror of the heart may be wiped clean and quench that mighty forest fire, worldly lust raging furiously within. O name, stream down in moonlight on the lotus heart, opening its cup to knowledge of thyself. O self, drowned deep in the waves of His bliss, tasting His nectar at every step, bathing in His name that bath for weary souls. Various are thy names, O Lord, in each and every name thy power resides. No times are set, no rites are needful for chanting of thy name. So vast is thy mercy, how huge then is my wretchedness, who find in this empty life and heart no devotion to thy name. O my mind, be humbler than a blade of grass, be patient and forbearing like a tree. Take no honor to thyself, give honor to all. Chant unceasingly the name of the Lord. O Lord and soul of the universe, mine is no prayer for wealth or retinue, the playthings of lust or the toys of fame. As many times as I may be reborn, grant me, O Lord, a steadfast love for Thee. A drowning man in this world's fearful ocean, he is Thy servant, O sweet one. In Thy mercy consider him as dust beneath Thy feet. Ah, how I long for the day when the instant's separation from Thee, O Lord, will be as 1,000 years, when my heart burns away with its desire, and the world without Thee is a heartless void. Prostrate at Thy feet let me be, in unwavering devotion, neither imploring the embrace of Thine arms, nor bewailing the withdrawal of Thy presence, though it tears my soul asunder. O Thou who stillest the hearts of Thy devotees, do with me what Thou wilt, for Thou art my heart's beloved, Thou and Thou alone. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real, lead us from darkness to light, and lead us from death to immortality. May all be free from dangers, may all realize what is good, may all be actuated by noble thoughts, may all rejoice everywhere. May all be happy, may all be free from desires, may all realize what is good, may none be subject to misery. May the wicked become virtuous, may the virtuous reign tranquility, may the tranquil be free from bonds, may the freed make others free. May good betide all people, may the sovereign righteously rule the earth, may all beings ever attain what is good, may the worlds be prosperous and happy, may the clouds pour rain in time, may the earth be blessed with crops, may all countries be freed from calamity, may holy men live without fear. May the Lord, the destroyer of sins, the presiding deity of all sacred works, be satisfied. For He being pleased, the whole universe becomes pleased. He being satisfied, the whole universe feels satisfied.